let me tell you guys how I see this fight. I think it's 55-45 in favor of Islam Makhachev. I was thinking of giving it 60-40. I went through their footage. I just spent an hour going through all their fights. Okay, we got to be realistic. He hasn't stopped anybody in a long time. He doesn't seem to have that knockout power. Now, how could he beat Makhachev? What ways could he beat Makhachev? Could he take Makhachev down consistently, pin him, control him, and maybe even sub him? No, he can't. He couldn't do that to the featherweights. And he didn't wrestle anybody that had incredible grappling and wrestling like Makhachev. I think it's Islam Makhachev 55-45, but still, I am incredibly excited about this fight. Maybe Volkanovski proves me wrong.
A lot of you guys are going to think I'm being a hater, but I'm going to tell you why this is a mistake for Alexander Volkanovski. Alexander Volkanovski, number one, you're going to get that second title shot. Why don't you just wait? If for some reason Charles Oliveira pulls out of the fight, because that's the only guy that will literally pull out of the fight because of weight issues or X, Y, and Z of not making weight. But that being said, if let's say hypothetically, if you were to fight a guy like Islam Makhachev, that's the worst matchup that you could ever pick. It's not a smart idea, Alexander. I'm gonna give you an example. Like for me, I will never be a replacement fight. You know why? Because I take my credentials too serious, as I should. I take my career, my legacy too serious, as I should. You are pound for pound right now. You will lose that.
I recently watched Islam versus Charles, and I was very impressed with Islam's striking. That dude is so good. I mean, look how good Charles is, and Islam submitted him. It's going to be tough beating that dude. I do have a weird feeling Alexander Volkanovski is going to be a lot bigger of a challenge than everyone thinks. I just have a weird feeling Alexander might pull it off. So, I don't know. But if Alex can't, I don't know who can.
But, I'm expecting a great fight between two great fighters, and I expect at the end of the day, Islam Makhachev is going to be pound for pound the best fighter in the UFC. Or in the world, actually, pound for pound, after he beats Alex, which is what I'm expecting to do. But not like people are thinking, like any kind of finish. I don't like that. It's going to be a 5-round war, and Alex is, a lot of times, think about this, right? Everybody say, well, Alex is moving up in weight and this and that and this, that, but how much weight is it really? It's only 10 pounds. It isn't.
I'm a huge Volkanovski fan. He's very, very good. Is he going to be smaller than Islam? Yes, very much so. But I don't think, I've said before, I think I've somewhat changed my prediction a little bit. I do think Volkanovski is going to do better than we all think he does. He used to weigh 210 pounds, 220 pounds, whatever he was when he was playing rugby. Your body remembers that. You carry that strength with you. You carry that power with you. You carry just the hip strength of Islam not being able to take him down. The one thing I see is that Volkanovski is a little bit shorter, so that leverage game of if Islam gets up underneath him, puts his head underneath his chin, he's going to be able to lift him off the mat pretty easy, off the ground pretty easy. But in the striking department, Volkanovski's better than him. I think in the speed, the power department, Volkanovski's better than him. So anything outside of Islam going out there, taking him down in the first minute of each round and holding him down, I think Volkanovski might actually squeak out a decision. Most likely not a finish, but a decision. And going back to your other question, no, it's not.
When you look at the way Islam is perceived in the world of mixed martial arts and all that he has done to this point, you then start to ask yourself, how big of an upset would this be if Volkanovski gets it done in Perth, Australia? Love Volk. All the respect in the world for him. I don't think he wins the fight. I think Makhachev is going to be a little too big for him, and he's going to wrestle him and hold him down. I think that's the problem.
Volkanovski, clinch, lot of knees. He's going to eat a lot of knees. He's going to take his all energy, take him down, and he's going to choke him out. This is what I think. This is the way how I see how his fight going to go. Of course, Volkanovski can box. He have amazing experience. How many times he defend his title, everything. But brother, this is like Thai clinch gonna kill him. Because even if you know this, let him prepare this. how many months? 5 months, 6 months? Yep. This guy doing this 20 years.
Prediction for Islam's next fight.
Next fight, Islam next fight?
Islam's next fight. What's the prediction?
It's gonna be... I told Islam, like, even before last fight, with Charles Oliveira, I told him, like, Volkanovski is gonna be tougher than Charles Oliveira, like, before the fight. Because he was like, if Charles don't make weight, Volkanovski is supposed to fight with him. And, like, I think it's like, he have good experience, of course, like, experience, like Charles and Volkanovski, they have same. Okay, they have both good experience, but if you talk about like fighting IQ and big heart, I think Volkanovski is better than him, and I think Volkanovski gonna be tougher opponent for Islam than Charles Oliveira. But anyways, who cares? We're gonna finish this guy.
Do Islam é na parte em pé. Na hora que ele levantou, que eu pedalei, ele tomou a pedalada e ele sentou ali meio que mole. Então assim, eu acho que é um jogo de dois gomos. Se o Isla conseguir abafar e conseguir botar para baixo, não tem muito o que fazer. Mas se o Alexander continuar, né, fazendo o jogo que ele faz, batendo, saindo, movimentando, chutando, defendendo as quedas, né, e conectar a mão, então acho que é muito daquilo de quem vai estar bem melhor. São estilos diferentes, né? Um da parte em pé e um outro cara da parte de chão. É muito daquilo, né? Eu acho que o Volkanovski é um cara que defende muito bem as quedas, sabe? Bate muito duro, chuta muito bem.
To be a fat guy, yeah, like big boy, brawly, played rugby, and thing is, when you walk around with that kind of body mass for years, you develop a different kind of muscle density. Exactly. Yeah. But even with Volk, I've tried to hold him down. I'm not the greatest wrestler. But even with my frame and my leverage, it's hard to hold him down. He finds a way back up.
Really?
Yeah. And he even finds a way to get inside on me sometimes, even striking. A lot of times.
He's crafty.
Crafty, veteran. His inside leg kick, his jabs, his hand control, all that shit. He's crafty. And Islam is great. Trust me. These Daggy boys, they know what they're doing. They have their own pedigree, and they're great. But again, I'm biased.
Islam is big. Yep. I mean, I don't know what he's cutting, but he's got the perfect physique for that weight class.
Yeah.
Like he's very, very lean. You know, he makes the weight, and he's obviously way bigger when he's competing. He doesn't look anything like a 55-pound guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and Volk's pretty small.
Yeah, in comparison, when you look at the two of them together.
Yeah.
But the thing is the grappling. Like, you remember, you know, if you look at Volkanovski, he's got real good takedown defense, and he can take guys down. Took Max Holloway down a bunch. But he's not the biggest guy even at 45.
Right.
And when you're going up to face a big guy at 55, but also has Islam seen anybody that can move as fast as Volkanovski?
Yeah.
And what if he starts catching him? What if he catches him a few times on the feet, and if he can avoid a takedown? I mean, you're dealing with a significantly quicker guy, probably.
Yeah.
He's probably never fought anybody that quick.
Remember when Ortega had Volk locked up in a guillotine mounted? That was insane.
Now
I forget
imagine
about that.
if Islam had that.
Yeah, I forget about that.
Now imagine Islam in that same position.
He ain't getting up. You might not get out of the round.
Might not get out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Islam has a next level, otherworldly squeeze.
Is the Islam fight interesting? If it does, I mean, you are in line, you are there. Would you like to test your jiu-jitsu with Islam if you ever got that chance?
No, I'd like to test my hands, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
UFC 284. Do you have Volk is going to fight Islam? Do you have any opinion on that fight?
I think Volk's going to be a little undersized at 155 pounds, but he can still win it. He can still get it done. You know, he's beat some great 145ers. You know, beat Max Holloway a few times. So we'll see, but I think he's just going to be a little bit undersized compared to Islam. Islam's big, solid, strong.